What's up, Promise Keepers? How you doing? It's your hood and holy, saved and sexy auntie, cousin, sister, friend. And you're watching Happily Married Wifey TV. How you doing? How you living? How you loving over there? I just stopped by to check on you. You good? Last week, I gave you 5 phases of intimacy. And I know that I'm always talking about sex, and that's what you know a lot about sex. We all know that sex is uber important to marriage, but it's not the only component to the equation, okay? There are levels to this thing, and today, we're going to start a series. We're going to break down each one. So I gave you 5. We're going to start at the top of the list with spiritual intimacy. I'm going to give you some examples of what that is. But before I do, I need you to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And then I want you to share it with anyone and everyone that you feel can benefit from this information. On this channel, we are getting inspiration to love and to lean into love and to love strong, okay? We need more of that in our community. We need more of that in our lives. So, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into our discussion for today. So, yeah, sex is super important to marriage. Good sex. Very important to have that sexual chemistry and to be compatible in that way. But there are levels to this thing. There are levels to intimacy and things that we can practice and embrace, so when we get to the sexual part of it, it's all enhanced, okay? So number 1 on that list of 5 that I gave you was spiritual intimacy. What is spiritual intimacy? Well, one example is, first of all, anything spiritual means that you are disconnecting. When you go into a spiritual frame of mind, you are disconnecting from your ego and you are connecting to a higher power, okay? You can't be nothing but humble to say that you believe in something that you cannot even see. All right? So, we are disconnecting from this natural state and we are trying to connect to a higher power. That's being spiritual. All right? Taking a moment to be away from the natural and connecting to the spiritual as an individual. But as a couple, some examples of doing that together would be watching the sunrise and both of you being in awe at the magnificence of God, of His creation, watching the sun set, and, in awe together as a couple. How mighty, how wonderful is our God that He can tell the waves and the winds to do what they do, and they behave. So to have that connection to something higher than you, but you're embracing that as a couple. What are some other examples? Worship. There is nothing sexier than seeing a man submitted to God, hands raised, bowed on his knees, praying for you, praying for himself, getting direction. Worship together bonds you in a spiritual way like no other. And it's sexy. You don't think that spirit and sex can be connected, but it is intimacy. And it taps into things in you. It awakens things in you that can definitely lead to a better sexual experience, okay? So spiritual intimacy is you two as a couple stripping away your ego and just being vulnerable with each other, being vulnerable with spirit, connecting to spirit, but in a way where it brings you closer together. You feel closer to one another because you have this spiritual thing in connection, okay? You have connected on that level. We both believe this way. We both submit to this higher power this way. This is this one thing that we share, and it makes us closer. When we do these things together, it shows our vulnerability. It shows how deep we can love, how we can believe, and that thing is sexy. You hear me? Do you hear me? So I want you to practice spiritual intimacy and test the theory. You tell me, does it make you closer? Does it make your partner appear to be sexier to you? To see them worship your God, to see them believe in the promises of your God, to share with you how they feel about your God. Is that sexier to you? Does that make you feel a certain way? When you see those tears roll down their eyes, tears from gratitude, does that make you want to reach over there and rub that back a little bit longer than usual? Does it make you want to reach out and grab their hand? It's something about connecting on that level that is so intimate. And we cannot take away from the levels of intimacy that lead to great sex, absolutely. But there are levels to this thing. That's not the only way. Sex is not the only way that you can connect to your love. It is one great, super fantastic, wonderful way. It's my favorite way. I won't even say it's my favorite, because I love to worship with my husband. I love to see that man pray. Oh my gosh, it's such a turn on. Anyway, those are examples of see, I got sex on the brain. Those are examples of spiritual intimacy. And I want you to leave me a comment. You tell me some of your experiences. What do you think spiritual intimacy is? Have you experienced it? Share your experience and tell me how it has made your relationship better. We're going to visit all 5 of those spiritual of those phases of intimacy during this week. But the first one was spiritual. Okay? The 5 phases of intimacy, they all lead to sex. But the first one on the list was spiritual. So those are my examples. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like it, subscribe to the channel, share this video with anyone and everyone that you feel can benefit from this information. On this channel, we love together. On this channel, we learn together. On this channel, we grow together. Have an amazing day.